to our streaming service. And it looks like it's working. And it looks like we're live. Hopefully we're live. That's what it's all about here on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast. And we are live. Welcome, everybody. Looks like we got a bunch of people in the chat. So let's go ahead and say hello to everybody real quick. John Wayne, Joshua Marsh is in the house. We also got Jim here on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, and we are live. Welcome, everybody. Looks like somebody has this on in the background.
It's not me.
Who has this on the background? We need to pause it. Jim here on PPG Grandpa's. I think it's Jim. I'm going to mute Jim. Yep, it's Jim. Jim, you got to take care of that kid. You got to mute that. All right. Once again, welcome, everybody. This is Clear Prop TV. Paramotor Podcast, and we are going to say hello to everybody in the super chat. Welcome, everybody. We got John Wayne in the house, Joshua Marsh, he's also on the panel. We got John Wayne, Jim Care PPG. We got Gary Symons, Will Fly, Sean Symons, that's me. Bill H is in the house also. And we got Ogley03? Ogie03, welcome. Travis DePoint's in here, DePont, and I'm sorry if I keep on saying it wrong. I need to be thrashed since I keep on doing that one. William Garland's in the house. Deweese Milstead, Ghost PPG. That's interesting. Who's Ghost PPG? Let us know who you are and what is your YouTube channel. I'm going to go check you out, bud. Anyways, welcome everybody. My name's Shawn Symons. This is PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, Clear Prop TV, and Paratalk.org. We're going to quickly say hello to everybody on the panel, and then we're going to get to our guest, which is named Sean also. So tonight, refer to me as PPG Grandpa or Grandpa so we don't get Sean and Sean mixed up. All right, guys. As always, we have ParaMomUSA.com, our very own Linda Anderson, who is on mute. She just unmuted herself, and let's go ahead and see the pom-poms. And there we go. We got it. Awesome.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Monday night. You know where to be on Monday. Here we are. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Sean, for being our guest tonight. I'm super
You're
excited,
welcome.
but I'm always excited about Mondays because I got my awesome panel and I got my chatters in the house tonight. And welcome. Enjoy the show. This is for you, my chatters and my viewers. It's all for you. And I'm Paramount. And you know how I got to be Paramount is my son Robert Michaels has a show on Thursday night, paraglidingtalk.com. So y'all got to check it out on Thursday night. Robert Michaels, he's awesome.
Absolutely. So thank you so much. And of course, if you guys don't already know Linda Anderson, she's our PR girl. If you want to be on the show, just get up with Linda. And the way to do that is get up with her by going to ParaMomUSA.com. That forwards over to her Facebook page. Just PM her and say, hey, I want to be on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast. And she'll hook you up. So thank you, Linda, for being on the panel.
Thank you.
We also got Will Fly from WillFlyPPG.com. What's up, Will?
Hey, what's going on? Good to be here. Monday night. Just started raining, so this is the place to be right here.
Absolutely. Has it been nice over there lately, or has it just started to rain now, or what?
Yeah, it just started raining like 5 minutes ago. But no, the weather's been decent, and I've been able to get some good flying in. Nice sunsets. Couldn't really ask for more.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the panel. You're going to be looking for questions in the super chat. So if anybody has any questions, make sure that you tag Will Fly and Jim. They will find your questions and forward them over to here so Sean will be able to answer them. We also got Jim from Canada. The only guy I know that has maple syrup smelling money. That just seems to be a running joke. That's what it's all about, right? Because you're from Canada, My favorite place.
You betcha. Maple syrup.
Maple syrup, you gotta love it. All those loonies and toonies and maple syrup smelling money. I mean, it's great up there. If you haven't been to Canada, you got to go to Canada. It's one of my favorite places. So, you've been flying up in Canada. How many flights have you got?
152.
152. That's awesome, buddy. Now, you also do a lot of printing for us. You do the decals, you do stickers, calendars, and things like that. Can you tell us really quick about your company and how people can go there and check it out?
Sure, yeah, you can, if you want any stickers or checks or bills of lading, if you're a trucker, you can get business forms. Just go to carepp.com and you can go to a DIY site from there or get custom forms done and we'll make it happen.
Good
Especially
deal. I
stickers
see
and-
I see a QR code. What is that for?
Hey, that'll take you right to carepp.com I don't know how the heck it's going to work unless you're looking at a computer screen, but
I got a computer screen. I'll use my phone and check it out. That sounds pretty
yeah,
cool.
you'll have to try it out. Everybody should try it out. If you email me from there, then I'll send you a sticker. How's that?
That's awesome. So get free stickers from Jim. Check out his QR code. Thank you so much, Jim, for joining us today. We also got Joshua Marsh, PPG. What's up, buddy?
Not much. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. How long you been flying now?
About 3 months now. I got 25 flights in.
Really? You been flying today?
Oh no, too stormy today.
Too stormy? And you don't want to go flying too stormy
No.
weather?
I've
Good
already
for you. Good for you.
done that once before. I ain't doing it again.
Well, that's really good. You always want to make sure that you look at your weather and your weather apps. What weather apps do you look at real quick?
Use Windy, Radar Scope, and Ryan Carlton mainly.
Radar Scope is really good. I like that too. Well, Josh, thank you so much for joining us. And like I said, my name is Shawn Symons, PPG Grandpa. But it's not about me. It's not about our panel. Tonight is all about Shawn Lee. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Howdy, partner.
What's up, partner? Every time that I get on YouTube and Instagram and stuff, and I flip through the shorts, guess who I see all the time flying? Yes, you.
No kidding.
Yes,
All
I
right.
see you all the time. I'm like, okay, we got to get you on here because I see you all the time flying. My goodness, I think you have more videos out than I do.
Well, I sure have a good time doing it. It's so crazy to be able to fly and video and put them up there and then have people that I know say, oh man, when are you putting another video up? It's like they enjoy watching them. I enjoy making them and I enjoy flying. It's just crazy. Who made that rule that we get to do that?
I don't know, but I love the rule. Well, welcome to the show. I'm very happy that you're able to be here today so we can ask you all these fun questions. I see that you're in a car, and this is, I guess, your car studio?
It is my car studio for today. So what happened was I had planned on doing this at my home and we got a call last night about 6:30 or 7 o'clock that our youngest boy and his wife had another baby. We knew it was going to happen, but we didn't know when. And they were in Dallas, we were in Longview, so we made a quick trip to Dallas, and we've been doing brand new grandbaby stuff today. And he's had to go over to Children's Hospital. He's got a hole in his heart, but it sounds like it's all going to be okay. It's not going to be an issue. So everybody's happy, and we're just all, both sets of grandparents are running around together, being happy. And we just got to go see him for the first time in person just before I logged into the Zoom meeting. So it was just wonderful.
Well, congratulations. It's always
Thank you.
good. It's always good to have more grandbabies. We just got a new grandbaby too, or we're going to be having another new grandbaby. So this is great. I love
A
grandbabies.
boy or a girl?
We're going to actually have a boy this time. We have all girls. So we're going to have our first boy grandbaby. Which is
Sweet,
pretty interesting.
sweet. Yeah, this is our first boy too.
Well,
So-
like I said, welcome to the show, buddy. Congratulations. For all the people out there that don't turn on YouTube and Facebook and see you fly all the time, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into paramotoring.
Well, I tried to get into paramotoring in when I was about 40, which was about 2000. Somehow I got wind of it, that it was a thing and it was happening. And I started searching out. I don't think the internet was a big thing then. And somebody said, oh, you know, they do skydiving over in this little town. I bet those guys would know how to get hooked up in that. So I went over to the drop zone and started hanging out with those guys one day, and nobody knew anything about it. They said, man, you ought to start doing this. So I got hooked up into skydiving for a few years, and then I got married again, and the skydiving and marriage wasn't really a good thing, I don't guess. It's kind of more of a single guy sport, or for me it was. So anyway, that kind of went by the wayside. And then years later, I was just, I don't know, watching YouTube or something, and I think I saw Tucker Got and thought, oh, that was what I was wanting to do when I was doing the skydiving. But it was real easy to get hooked up with somebody then and learn about it. So I called several guys. The quickest one I could get into was Texas Wind Riders over in Farmersivlle around here in Dallas, Donald Brock, and trained up there for a few months. And anyway, just got into it and it clicked, and I've just been doing it pretty regular, you know, just several times a week ever since then. I think the only time I've really laid off is on my first motor I burned a hole in the piston. It took me about 2 months, I think, to get it going again. But that's been about the longest I've been off flying since.
Wow, our panel member Jim just did the same thing, burn a big hole in his piston.
Did he
Yeah,
figure out what happened?
We're thinking maybe the spark plug got a little loose, since extra airflow heated it up too much. We're not 100% sure, but it's gonna be a month now. Oh, it is a month today that I've been out of the air. So
Oh, I'm sorry about that. That sucks.
yeah, it's not good. So do you have a second motor in stock for the next time it happens?
Yeah, I do.
I've been told, people say to me, you know, you're supposed to have a second motor sitting around. I'm like, what? Are you nuts? But now I'm starting to consider it.
Yeah, but you know, I ended up keeping that first rig that I had as my backup, but I never fly it. I never go back to it. I get used to, I'm flying a McFly with a Moster 185 now, and it's just kind of my go-to rig. I never fly the other one. It just kind of sits there and it's lonely all the time. You know what caused my hole in the piston? Well, I'm not exactly sure how, but it was, you know, when the Mosters were having all the exhaust problems, and I bought an aftermarket exhaust. Motor was running great. I put an aftermarket exhaust on there, and in about 30 minutes of flight time, a hole burned in my piston. I didn't change any of the settings. I didn't change anything. All I changed was an exhaust, and it wasn't a factory exhaust. It was an aftermarket. So I kind of think that's what did it for me.
Interesting. You got a bunch of questions, so I'm going to go over to Will Fly and have Will Fly ask these questions for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and Shawn, first of all, it's a pleasure. You know, thanks for making time. You're I know what you got going on there, so congratulations and thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. Ogie03 wants to know who your favorite flying partner is.
Yeah, and I know him, and he's trying to get me in trouble with my son. He and my son and I, we fly together a lot. And anyway, so it's him. My son's probably not watching, so I'll say it's him.
Probably a good answer, right?
Robert Muse. I think, yeah, y'all interviewed him just recently. Robert Muse.
Yeah, sure have. Yeah, nice guy. Bill H wants to know, and this is a good question, how do you fly so much?
I'm retired. I've been retired for about 12 years. I was a car dealer for about 25 years or so, and sold out about 12 years ago. Yeah, about 12 years ago. So I just have a lot of free time on my hand and just makes it kind of easy.
Right. What's so I mean, do you have any other hobbies, or are you kind of like me? Like I pretty much eat and sleep and everything is about flying, so I'm like on one track when it comes to my hobbies. But do you have any other hobbies that
I started out, I was, when I started flying, I was into offshore fishing. And then this took over that and I sold the boat. And so now it's mainly I just fly. And then I do all the other things that, sometimes responsibilities jump on your back that you have to be responsible for. And so I'll get those done and get back to flying. But mainly every day it's something about, cameras or wings or paramotors that, I get up and that's kind of what I'm working on, what I'm doing or where I'm flying, or it's pretty much an everyday deal.
right on? This is I guess this is to you and to Jim, I guess. Para Ninja wants to know which engines were these, talking about blowing holes in pistons.
Both of them were Moster 185 plus.
And so was mine.
What
Yeah.
what year were those?
Mine's a 2017.
Yeah, I think mine was a 2017 that I burned a hole in. I've got a MY20 now.
MY20.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you told us what happened with yours, Jim, but what happened to yours that I mean, obviously it got too hot, I guess, but did you ever come up with the reason it happened?
Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
yeah, I think the muffler, I think somehow the muffler was tuned differently than what my factory muffler was, is the only thing I can figure out, because it happened within 30 minutes of me putting that new muffler on there. And I don't know, maybe the muffler could have had a leak, around the gasket. I don't know if that could cause that to happen, but
Yeah.
I know that it has something to do with that muffler.
Hairsmith 101 mentions in the chat here, it says after the aftermarket exhaust with less back pressure will lean the mixture, making hot spots on the top of the piston in a two-stroke.
Well, that's exactly what I think happened. So, but I'm no expert on it. The only thing, I'm just good at working on two Mosters, just the ones I own. I don't know anything else much about any other motors, but I have sure worked on those a lot. I didn't know I was going to become a two-cycle engine mechanic when I got into this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that they will become a two-stroke mechanic, but it's good because there's really not much there. There's not much to it. Also, too, real quick, since you had the hole in your piston, how many hours were on that piston before the holes showed up? Now I know Jim has only been flying for 100 and some flights. How many hours have you been flying, Jim? Or what's your hours on your Moster?
Come back and I'll let you know.
About
130-ish.
about 130 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Shawn? How many hours?
Yeah, I was probably just over 100 or so on that one when it happened. Right around 100.
Okay.
And it was about the second or third muffler too that I'd put on it.
Which muffler did you put on when it burnt out?
If he doesn't want to say, he doesn't have to say.
Yeah, I'd rather not say. I mean, the guy's a friend of mine. I mean, I still do business with him, and it's a good guy. I'd hate to throw something like that out there.
Yeah, we'll text privately about that later on.
Were there any signs that this was about to happen? Any odd characteristics that developed, or
it was running differently than it was before I put the muffler on there, and I really didn't know at the time to be that concerned about it. I still had power, it was okay, it was flying. So I just assumed everything was okay. So, but it was running differently. I could definitely tell a difference in the way it was running. It's hard to remember. That's been a couple hundred hours ago, but there was a difference. I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And it was a motor out. I was on the way. I'd been up about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. And I think it was the first time I had to call my wife to get her to come pick me up when that happened. And it was about, I don't know, 20 miles away or so. Landed in a guy's yard, and it was about 6:30 in the morning, just past daylight, and landed in a guy's yard, and it was cold, and I was cold, and I landed, tried to get as close to his house as I could. It was out in the country, and so I had to go knock on the door and wake him up. And I was kind of worried I was going to get shot, but I was really hoping that he had a pot of coffee going whenever he opened the door, and I was going to ask for some coffee, but he said, "Oh, why don't you come on in? And I got a Coke. You want a Coke? An ice cold Coke?" I said, "No, I think I'm going to pass on that." But anyway, it ended up being a pretty good experience. But too, that was my first motor out, and as I was looking for a place to land, that was pretty high. I was actually going somewhere when it happened, but there were places I was looking at. I had a lot of options, but there were some houses that were on land that I was really kind of worried about landing there, that I might get shot if I landed there. And it was kind of interesting. I never thought about that before until then, about actually landing in somebody's yard and whether I would be welcomed or shot or what would happen. We got a lot of rednecks that live around this area, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, I'm looking online right now and looking at the super chat, and we had someone. Let me see if I can go back here. Hot Cocoa said, "Don't need to be a jackass, but electric motors don't burn holes in pistons or go through mufflers." Para Ninja also said, "Well, they also don't get lighter as you fly." One of the things. I mean, it's great that y'all came up with this. But yes, electric motors. I would love to get an electric paramotor soon. I think that's gonna be my next big purchase, is an electric paramotor.
Well, they'll only fly about 15 minutes, won't they? I mean, you can't really fly very long on.
They have a 30-minute battery and an hour battery right now. And
oh, really? I didn't know that.
The guy that has the hour battery, Neil, he actually let me fly, and he says he's been flying it, and he gets way over. Well, I don't know about how much over, but over an hour flight when flying. So,
man, that's pretty good. I flew with a guy one time that had an electric motor, and he's the only guy I've known or flew with. And it just so happens that when we were flying, his motor went out, and it had burned a lead off of the battery going to a contactor, and it burned I guess the wire, the end on the wire didn't have a good solid connection, and it burned it in half, and he came down. I mean, it's okay, but
so
he had a motor out too. So you do have motor outs.
Right. So you don't have a piston hole, but you do have wires that can burn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very interesting. I think one of the things that I'd like to do also is getting 2-hour batteries, and then, coming down, replacing the battery with another battery. But the batteries seem to be $1,200 or $1,800
Ooh.
For the batteries right now. So,
well, what about the motor itself? Is the motor itself about comparable to a gas engine when you initially buy the frame and motor?
As far as cost or weight or thrust?
As far as cost.
I'm not sure about the cost, because it wasn't my SP140 that I flew. As my friend's Neil. Neil let me borrow it. But as far as thrust, it always had a lot of thrust on it. I mean, when I flew it, it was like way more than my Moster 185, right?
Really?
Well, I just got this Blackhawk 220, and that thrust to me felt like the same thrust as I got from the SP140.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So SP140, I'm guessing it has the thrust very similar to a 220.
Well, you know, I haven't thought about the thrust part of it. The only thing I've ever really wondered about was concerned about was the length of time it would run.
If you put it on a trike and you have 2 batteries, here's 2 hours worth of flight.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
that
3
would be-
batteries, there's 3 hours. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, we can't do more than 5 gallons, but it never said anything about having more batteries as long as we are not, the machine itself with the batteries are not more than 254 pounds. I would assume that we could put as many batteries as we want to on it because there's nothing that
Ah.
says about batteries. So
that is an interesting concept. I hadn't thought about it like that.
that would be a very long trike flight.
Wow.
Yeah, did you see, Sean, Grandpa, did you see the comment by Hot Cocoa
What's that?
related to, he says 35 minutes about the time, 35 minutes on the light battery, an hour on the full battery, and an hour and 45 minutes on both. And he proved that last weekend. I was just talking to someone at Moonshiners who was looking to do that very same thing, you know, put both batteries together. And so apparently that's doable.
Yeah, man, that's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
And
As
with
far
the-
as the weight, I
heavy that
think
would
it's
be.
comparable. I think like the weight of the battery versus the weight of the fuel, I don't think it's that much different.
it didn't feel like it was very much heavier than, actually it felt lighter than my Moster 185 with 5 gallons of gas. I always try to fly with 5 gallons of gas when I go fly, pretty much because I can get 2.5 hours out of the tank, and then I can go fly for 2 hours with a half an hour of oops, I need to get back and something's going on, you know, headwind or whatever.
Right.
But yeah,
Hey, I've got a thought, something
Yeah.
maybe somebody can in the chat will know some answers to. So 4th of July, I was experimenting with towing a large American flag. And when I put it out, I noticed it was a lot of drag. And so I'm wondering, does anybody have any experience with that? And will it stall your wing?
I've seen a lot
Or-
of people fly with flags and stuff like that. They usually will have a weight down below, like a 5 or 10 pound plate to keep the, you know, to keep it from flapping backwards into the motor. But from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like it doesn't stall the wing out or anything. If
You know who's
anything-
got experience with that?
who?
James in the chat. So chime in, James.
Ah, there we go.
He
Yeah, well, whenever I put,
big
I'm sorry.
flags. James says he uses a 10-pound weight. And I don't know how big is the flag that you tow, James?
oh,
Well, I'm going to ask him, and then maybe you can use some of that information. That
well, the one I was experimenting with was about a 10 by 15 flag, and I put a 10-pound weight on the bottom. I've got some advice from Woody on how to kind of hook it up and get it to go, but I never really thought about it slowing me down so much whenever I dumped it out. And I don't know if it's actually possible for it to stall, you know, but I don't know. It sure
One
made me
person-
wonder.
One person was, I think it was Tucker Gott of all people, was showing us how to pick up a banner. And he laid it out in kind of like in, so it was all laid out. And then there was a loop that he grabbed. And as he flew by and he picked it up with his foot. And then he went flying all the way along the banner. And it slowly came up. It basically kind of rolled out, you know, so that you weren't taking it all at once and there was not a bunch dragging on the ground. You follow me?
Yeah, yeah. I think
I
I've
thought
seen videos of like the airplanes that pull banners do it like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting thought.
So
like
James
that.
says that his flag is 17 by 9 foot with a 10-pound weight and he flies a 22-meter Speedster 3. And then he also says, trimmers fully in. However, the flag is made of F111 material, super light, not nylon material like most store-bought flags.
Oh, gotcha.
That's a
Okay.
good point.
Yeah, I think my flag is heavier than that. It's kind of a heavy duty flag.
Well, that makes sense, having a lighter flag for something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Cool.
Any more questions that we may have missed in the super chat, Will?
Yeah, you got a few. Bill H wants to know what your #1 flying spot is.
You know, there's just so many. There's so, yeah, I particularly like to travel and fly. I particularly like flying a place that I haven't flown before and finding a spot to launch and then getting up above the trees and seeing what it looks like up there. That seems to be the thing that I really like. As far as I know, I like going to the beach. Man, the beach is a really good place to practice, practice all kinds of stuff. And then usually there's a lot of guys at the beach. It's kind of fun to go hang out at the beach with a bunch of guys, but probably my favorite thing is just traveling and flying new places.
Do you like landing out?
Yeah.
Cool.
I just kind of got started doing that a little bit. Usually it's always return trips, but wherever I'm flying from. But recently, I had my wife kind of start picking me up occasionally, and it's been kind of cool. I'm going to be experimenting more with that. So I went up recently to Henson Gap up above Chattanooga and did some free flying. I kind of got into learning to do some of that at the I can't think of the name. Oh, it's a flat school or fly school or fly camp or something like that up there, up above Chattanooga. Bunch of cool dudes up there, and so I took some classes up there recently, and I want to get back up there and fly that area. It's a beautiful area up there. Wouldn't mind flying my motor and doing some pre-flying up there.
Right on. James wants to know, what muffler did you use? I think we covered that already, didn't we?
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
can't really remember which one it was.
All right. And then 3 says, has Shawn Lee ever done an SIV? And if so, did he share a bed with another pilot?
Oh my.
Yeah, I bet.
Okay.
Who is it that asked that?
Someone named Ogie03.
Yeah. You got to watch out for that guy if you're going to sleep with him. Yeah, he wants to be the little spoon.
That's funny. And last, go ahead.
Yeah, we did an SIV a few months ago down there with Andrew Fuller, and there was Ogie or Robert Muse and Joe Horner, which was the guy we just met when we were down there. That was our first time to meet. But anyway, we did an SIV and we just all had a blast. It was a really good time, and getting to know Andrew was pretty cool, and all of his knowledge and plus what all he taught us was really cool. And then when we were not flying and in the hotel room, I tell you, if anybody ever has an opportunity to travel with Robert Muse, man, you just never know what you're going to get with that dude. He is a blast.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Travis DuPont wants to know if you're going to EFD, and if so, are you bringing Ogie?
I am, as a matter of fact.
Aha.
Yeah, I'm taking my trailer, my camper. Is he going?
I don't know. Ogie, you going?
We'll
Oh
find
no,
out.
Travis. Is Travis going?
Yeah, is Travis going? Is he saying?
Not yet.
We got kind of a lag on this, so what we're saying right now they won't see for I don't know, maybe a minute, so it'll pop up here in
Oh,
just
okay. All right. All right.
slight lag. But
So are any of you guys going to EFD? Any
I
of the
don't
panel?
I don't think I will make it to any major fly-ins this year. I will go to a private fly-in in September down south. I think one in Arkansas. But that's about it. I got too much stuff going over here. I just can't make it, which sucks. I do like to go out to different fly-ins. I see that you got a shirt. Is that from last year or this year?
Um,
Apples. Looks like last.
2021. Yeah, last year.
Were you able to make it this year?
Yeah.
I wasn't able to make it this year, but last year
It was,
I love by apples. It was awesome.
yeah, it's a cool group down there or over there.
Did we get all the questions in the chat?
We did.
All right. Any questions for Shawn from the panel then?
Yeah, I got a question. You got a Muffler 185 and you were calling it your weed eater on this video that you posted earlier. And you were saying that you just mix the fuel and put it in and go. But I was wondering about the octane levels or the type of fuel that you use in that.
It's about a 90 octane, where I normally buy gas. But when I'm out traveling, you know, I try to take 3 5-gallon cans with me when I travel. So if I go through that while I'm out, I have to kind of just get whatever I can get.
What do you go?
And you know, if I'm going to have to get whatever I can get, I get a regular unleaded. And the reason I do that is I got in trouble with an offshore boat one time and got water in the fuel and jacked up both engines, and it was unbelievable getting that thing running again. And one of the things that one of the mechanics told me was don't run high octane fuel because not many people buy it, and it sits in those tanks a long time, and they have more problems with water in the tanks, where everybody buys the low octane, the cheaper. That's the one that the tanks get turned more regular. And he suggested to always buy and put in your boat a low octane, you know, whatever's the cheapest gas you can get, because it'll have less water in it. So that's what I've kind of played that same game with my paramotors.
That's very interesting. I too always run the 87 non-ethanol. I don't buy the more expensive because I don't feel any difference. I don't see any difference. And the 87 non-ethanol seem to work fine. And I have no problems. I've never burnt rings or the head or had any problems. So I don't know. But I do
Yeah,
use that,
I mean, makes sense.
I use that Mulsil 710 and 800, mostly the 710. So I guess what we can do is ask everybody in the super chat, what fuel do you use? Do you use 87, 89, 93? Is it ethanol based? Is it non-ethanol? Do you use avgas? Let us
Hey, and let me
know.
throw this out there too. So
Yeah.
something I personally witnessed recently was Ogie, Robert Muse. So we pulled his head off at about, I think it was a little over 200 hours. And it was the first time that he had pulled it off, and we did it at my house. And he runs Sabre. And it had zero buildup in the port. It had zero buildup on the piston. The little lip on the top of the cylinder where it builds up around the very top up there, zero buildup there. The head itself had just a tiny little bit on one side of it, zero buildup at a little over 200 hours.
I agree.
And I've been
Sabre
using
is
Motul.
awesome.
I've been using Motul ever since, but I have just recently ran out of my case of Motul, and I am switching to Sabre because I have to pull mine apart every 20 or 30 hours or so and clean that port out and just kind of clean it up a little bit. But man, that Sabre, the only thing I have noticed with his is when he cranks up, he gets a little smoke out of his when it's cold, but then it goes away.
Do you ever put any of that seafoam in your gas? I use the seafoam in my gas, and that really seems to really help a lot too.
Not with my paramotor. I have with other things like boats and stuff, you know, that's going to sit for a long time.
Is,
And I believe in it with the boats. I mean, it really makes it, I think, really makes a difference.
I've been putting it in for years, and I've had no problems with it. So I don't know. I don't know if it's because I pull off the head every 10 hours and I pretty much clean everything up to, you know, like you said, because
Yeah.
there's a rubber O-ring in the head, you can pop that thing off numerous times.
Yeah, reuse it every time. It works
Before
fine.
you, exactly. Usually once a year I'll replace the O-ring.
Yeah.
Only because I pull it off every 10 hours and I clean out that port, just like you said, and I clean off the head and everything, and I replace the spark plug every 10 hours and no problems.
Yep. That's what I do, or maybe a little longer than that, but I hardly ever have any problems at all.
so is
So how long does it take you to do? You do that every 10 hours, Shawn, or Shawn's?
I do, yes. I replace the spark plug, pull off the head, clean anything that needs to be cleaned. That little exhaust port always seems to be clogged, and just cleaning that out makes the motor run so much better,
Man.
faster, and more power.
How long does that take you to do?
5 minutes tops.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy simple. You just pop them bolts, nuts loose, pull it off, clean it up, put it back on, and it's good to go.
You got to
Simple.
replace the bolts more than you have to replace the O-ring.
Huh.
Weird. Yep, because they're supposed to be single use, high feet locking nuts. I have found that I can usually get away with 3 times taking them off before they lose the lockingness on it. So I just get like, 10 or 20 from my favorite place that I get parts from, and I just keep them all, on the workbench. That way, in case one, if it screws all the way in with your hands and it doesn't stop, you don't use it. Those are the ones that you should screw in with your fingers, and they won't go in all the way until you put a ratchet on there and ratchet it down, and then it will lock tight without Loctite.
Yeah, same exact thing. That's what I do. If I keep some of them on my workbench, and when it needs it, I put them on, and if it doesn't, I don't put them on.
So that port, and sorry, I'm not trying to hijack, but the port that you clean, when it gets clogged, what symptoms would it cause?
Hard to start.
Yeah, hard to start. And if it does start, when you lean forward with it idling on your back to pick up your risers, it'll kill itself. It'll die.
That's
if
my life.
you have it on your if you have it on your back and it's a bit idle and you lean forward and it dies, 9 times out of 10, it's that port.
See, that's why I love this podcast. I've just learned something that's going to save me a lot of frustration. Because that's exactly what my motor's doing right now, especially even the leaning forward part when you said that. Yeah.
And Will, it's just so easy to pull that thing off and take a look at it. And two, it for me, it gives me confidence, because you kind of wonder about this or that while you're flying and you don't want to have a motor out. But when I pull that head off, and it takes just a second, and I look in there and I see a nice piston and see everything looks like it's working good. There's no gouges in my cylinder walls. And man, when I put it back together, I feel confident to go out and fly for a long time, and not have a motor out. It's just it's a confidence builder for me. Plus it's, I think, good for the engine too.
Yeah, when and also too, every 10 hours I replace a spark plug because spark plugs are so cheap. What is it?
What spark plug do you use?
I use the one that doesn't have the screw on top that's solid, and I forgot the number, but it's just a regular what is it, NGK?
BR9ES.
Yeah, and I forget the number, but there's the ultimate and there's other ones. But it seems like all the ones that I've tried, they work, and I haven't had any problems with it. I just don't like the screw top because that
Yeah.
kills my connection. So I get the solid one that's on top, and I can't remember the numbers offhand, but it's in my workshop, the ones that I do, and in my glove compartment because I keep, a 10-pack in there too, because you never know at the field. Oh, let's go ahead and change it out real quick.
Yeah.
wonder
And you
how-
know something, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I was going to say, I wonder how many people have, because of that clogged port, changed the spark plug, messed with their carburetor, do all the things that, I guess are kind of easy to access.
I have been guilty of doing that before I figured out the port trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't want to change your carburetor. The first thing you want to do when your motor's acting up and it's not giving you full RPMs, it dies on you. It's hard to start. You don't get that one pole start. When you lean forward, it dies on you. I would say 99% of that is you got build up on your head. You got build up in your exhaust, that little exhaust port. And to clean it, what you do, I think it's a 232. I can't remember the
Yeah.
number.
A little
But I-
drill bit.
It's a little drill bit, but it's
Yeah.
the one that you can put on a drill, right? So it
Yeah.
has that big square end. I can't remember what that's called, but you know what I'm talking about. It pops into a drill and you can use it, right?
Yep.
Or you can have just the regular one that's long and small that you got to use a chuck, right? So the
Yep.
one that you have to use a chuck that doesn't have anything at the end, if you let that go and it falls through, you got to pull that apart. So what you do is you take this, get the drill bits that have the drill thing on it, and that way, even if you drop it, it's not going all the way in.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I wish I could articulate what I'm talking about a little bit better, but I think you kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about.
Well, I've got a set of 3. I'll start out with a small drill and just chuck it up in my cordless drill. And then I'll drill that first one. And then I go to the next size up and drill that one. And then I go to the largest one, which is I know is the right size, and drill that through there.
Do you actually use like power to drill it, or do you use your
Yeah.
fingers?
Now I use my cordless drill.
I use my fingers. I'm scared to death that I'm going to do something with my power drill and drill it out even more than it's supposed to, and I don't know what would happen then, so I don't know.
Hey, let me throw this out there. I've rebuilt carburetors so many times, but I recently decided to, instead of rebuilding my carb on the one I'm flying now, I just bought a new carburetor.
That's what I do.
And I don't rebuild them. I
Nope.
just put a new carb on it. It's unbelievable how much more power that gave me when I put a new carb on it instead of rebuilding it.
I
What do you
do
do with the old
same
carbs?
thing. Me personally, I let my students take them apart and rebuild them. For
Oh, that's
school.
a good idea.
For school.
Yeah.
Slave labor.
No,
love
we don't use them for the paramotor. They're strictly there for the students to take apart, to look underneath, to change out the parts. They're just basically taking off the screen and putting it back on, taking off a bladder, putting it back on.
That's a good idea.
And so that really works. So if you guys have any, used carburetors that you're just going to throw away or not use, let me pay the shipping and send them to me so I have some that the students can use. Because we have all different types of the Walbros, so everybody can see the different types of carburetors, because they're the same but yet very different.
Hey, Shawn, did you mention were you the one that posted that link to the carburetor? The explanation of a carburetor?
I did for
No. Yeah, I saw somebody do that, but I've watched that before, and I watched that guy. He's a really cool dude.
Is this the transparent carburetor?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is amazing, man. Just watching that in 5 minutes, you get a real good understanding of what a carburetor does.
Yeah, so there's really good videos out there that really show I mean, if you don't know what a carburetor does and you search for a carburetor or how does a carburetor work, you know, you might get a pretty good explanation. But this guy that has the transparent carburetor that lets the gas go through and using super high speed slow motion, it's really amazing how these little carburetors work. I mean, the carburetor itself, not only does it mix the air and fuel, but it's also your fuel pump. So if you're not
Yes.
getting enough fuel and it keeps on dying, it's very possible that your carburetor needs to be rebuilt because on one side it goes out and goes back in, right? And it sucks gas up and then it pushes your gas up, you know, or through it, pulls it back up from the tank. So it really is interesting. How carburetor.
Yeah, just that simple little carburetor he made when he was slowing it down, like you were saying with that slow motion camera. It was really amazing to see how it actually went through and went into the cylinder. You know, that it wasn't just spraying the gas in there. I think it was atomizing. Anyway, it was just so, even though it was a simple carb, it was so complex, everything that was happening.
You know what else it shows or
What?
explains? Why they are so darn finicky. Why you have to get it just, you know, just right, and why one little change makes a big difference, you know. Great video.
Yeah. Yep. Yep, it's a thing. The carb is a thing. You got to pay attention to it.
That is true. Now we are at 7:52, about 8 minutes till 8 o'clock our time. You're in your car, so obviously we don't want to keep you in the car too long, even though we do appreciate it. How much longer do you want to chat with us? Just until 8 o'clock, just for another 8 minutes?
No, man, I'm good with whatever. You know, I'm sitting in front of this hotel out here. The rest of the guys are sitting up in a room looking at each other. So and if I go up there, I will not be talking about paramotor stuff.
Oh.
And this is a lot more fun than going up there and talking about salads or something. I don't know.
Let's hope that they're not
That's
watching
funny.
this live and going, what are you talking about, Shawn?
Like, this is great. Can we do the thumbnail?
Oh yeah, let's do a thumbnail because Robert jumped in too. How are you doing, Robert?
Good,
Hey,
good. How are
Robert.
y'all? Hey,
Yeah,
Hey, Pagno.
hey, buddy.
Are you
Hey,
ready?
buddy.
You need me to
One.
come warm up that hotel bed?
2,
wait.
1, 2, 3.
Wait a minute, let me put on crazy glasses.
Okay. Do it again here because I think all I got was Sean's hand. Okay. 1, 2. Let me get my thumb right. 1, 2, and 2.5, and 3.
Can I breathe again?
I love those glasses.
Man, I got all sorts of different glasses. These are some glasses that are polarized that are pretty cool. These are Oakleys that have a little computer in them. As you can see on the side, there's a little computer for when I was doing biking and stuff, which is awesome. Not so much for flying, but I don't bike anymore. I don't four-wheel. I don't go boating. I don't do anything like that. All I do is fly. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to fly.
Yeah, me too. So does anybody use an Insta360 camera?
I do.
Can you get sound? Can you get your voice to it when it is on a selfie stick?
Flying? Probably not. Probably not. If I do want to do audio, I have one audio, and I usually have the GoPro 8 in the little housing that I got for it, and then it will plug in a regular 3.5 microphone, and I use that for everything. I use that voice, and I just show the different Insta360 or the
Okay.
yeah.
I think you can. Do you have that little adapter, Sean, that plugs into the side of the Insta360?
I do. I just got it.
Yeah. Okay. So well, of course that's going to be black. It's going to be nearly in there.
Is that going to be your main camera up there, Sean?
I'm experimenting with it. I really like, I mean, it works pretty good on my helmet, and I've got it hardwired in to where I can, come through my boot on my boom, and I can talk on it that way. But I like experimenting with it on a selfie stick between my legs sticking out in front of me.
Well,
And,
you still have to run the wire down the pole.
Well, I just recently, and I'm trying to get it figured out. It's the reason I'm asking the question is I've just recently got the Rode transmitters that transmit it. It sticks on right below that adapter you're talking about,
Uh-huh.
and it fits right in line with that adapter, so it's invisible on the
Right.
camera, and it'll send a message to another unit that I Velcro on my helmet with a line that comes down my boom, and it Bluetooths my voice from my 360 to my, and it sounds, I've just experimented one time with it and it sounds pretty good, but I'm still working on it.
I'd love to hear your feedback on that. After you've used it a few times and
Well, something I'm actually what I'm wanting to do that with. For one thing is the perspective from that camera being able to switch in post, from wherever to wherever. That concept is so cool to be able to do that. Plus, one of the things that I really enjoy doing is karaoke.
are you kidding? While you're flying?
Well, no, I've not done it while I'm flying, but I'm kind of thinking it would be cool. I'm
I
kind
love
of thinking,
karaoke.
yeah. I mean, I suck
Yeah.
at singing, but I love, So anyway, so what I'm toying with, trying to get set up to do, is to get a song and fly some really cool places while I'm singing that song. And then in post, come back and actually put the song over my flight so my lips are syncing up with the song.
I got you. I got
Yeah.
you.
Funny. So what
If
not,
song
ears
would
would be
you
hurt.
sing then, Sean? What song would you sing? Like, would you you're probably like a country guy, so you'd probably do country music songs. Like
Well, the
Little
first-
Bird
Heart.
Tree.
Well, let me tell you, the first one that I tried was just 2 days ago, and it was Kid Rock, Born Free.
There you go. That's my
And-
man, Kid Rock.
Yeah, he's cool. And so it was so humiliating though, whenever I got the footage and got back home and I started trying to put my footage together with that Insta360 camera and listening to myself sing. It sounded kind of like this. It sounded kind of like Born Free.
I like. That's why you have to.
It sounds so much
practice
better with that motor running, doesn't it?
Oh, it sounded great with that motor running.
That's
In fact,
I know.
it was so bad. It was so bad that I couldn't find my spot on the song to be able to sync it up.
You could practice at home and just have like the blow dryer going while you're.
Put your motor on your back and go into your shower with the motor on and sing, right?
Luis wants to hear it. Luis
Oh,
wants
that's
to hear it.
hilarious. I can't wait.
You know what we need to do? You know what we need to do now, guys, right? Is we all
What's
need
that?
to go fly and we all need to do karaoke while we're flying.
I know.
Before somebody watches this and does their own flying karaoke thing, right? Hey, if you guys do a flying karaoke thing, refer everybody to, ClearProp TV, the podcast. Please.
That
do
just needs to be the next show.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
All of us just singing.
So you're saying you actually it has to be your voice to the music.
No, I don't want it to be my voice to the music. I want it to be Kid Rock's voice with my lips looking like I'm singing.
Oh, like lip
Man, I
There
think
you
it would be
go.
better
lip-
content the other way around.
Oh, gosh.
Well, and maybe that could be a thing, maybe that could be something to do.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see how this rolls out.
This is gonna be good.
You said karaoke, and I just about jumped out of the chair. I'm like, yeah.
I think John Wayne says I'm in.
See?
Deweese Mill said yeah, auditions now, Sean. Travis said sing us something, Sean.
Something funny that happened a few years ago. So yeah, it's been several years ago, I guess. My little Sean, my son, and I had to go to Nashville to do something. And anyway, so we were up there walking the strip. He bought a truck up there, and I went with him to pick a truck up. And we were walking down the strip, and there was a karaoke bar. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can karaoke in Nashville, Tennessee. How cool would that be? And so we roll in there and sit down, and I went and put my name in. And the guy right before me was, I'm not really sure what you call him, but he was like a girl dressed like a guy dressed like a girl, transvestite, or I don't know what the word for that is, but he was good looking, man. I mean, he was like dressed up, and he was a good looking woman to be a man, and he sang the song, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. And he had the crowd rolling. I mean, everybody was just loving it. He was funny. And then they called my name right after that. It was terrible.
That was your turn to sing.
Yeah.
I think, Grandpa, I think you should do like a Beyonce song or something like that, I think that would be awesome. I'll do Jason Derulo.
Maybe we need to go fly together and do a duet.
Oh, yeah.
Or parts of it. So yeah, we take one song and then we take sections of the song, like the Highwayman.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that needs to be our next adventure, is just going up and doing some karaoke while we're flying and try to make it look neat. I mean, how cool would that be, karaoke?
Start making.
Yeah, and maybe that's the thing. Instead of the lip syncing, actually just put your voice out there. And it was kind of embarrassing, but it would be kind of cool, I guess.
I think it'd be pretty neat.
Yeah.
Who's
Maybe
good
this
at video
ugly one.
editing?
What's that?
Who's good at video editing? And we'll just pick a song, and one day we don't even have to link up. We'll just pick a verse. Everybody will just sing their own and have it on their 360 camera, and then we'll send it all into whoever.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
Will Fly is one of the best editors that I know, so we might have to let Will do it.
Come
I
on.
think that'd be really cool.
But I am interested in doing that.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty neat.
I'll say it's on.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm in.
All
Depends
right.
So
on the
you're
song.
a singer too, then, Will? Will
Oh,
you
that'd be
sing?
so cool. Jim from Canada, me from Arkansas, Will from North Carolina,
Yeah, there you go.
Sean from Texas.
You throw some Dwight Yoakam in there. We have some fun.
So it'd be like so it'd be like a karaoke contest, and I would be the judge.
No, you
Oh,
got.
I love
No, you
it.
gotta
Oh, yeah, I
sing
love
too.
it.
You gotta sing. We're gonna put you back on the trike, and you're gonna have to sing on the trike next time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we can't get any slalom races going on in the United States, but we get a karaoke contest going on.
We do a mean karaoke contest.
That is funny. Oh
That
my
is
gosh.
great.
You started, Sean. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
We'll call it the maple syrup since we got Canada in there.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. There you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Yeah. I think
Actually,
Well, I haven't really spoken to anybody about doing this much, except I guess Robert. I've told Robert and my son about it, but maybe I just need to post that crazy, ugly video that I put up of me singing and
You-
going,
I think
ooh,
that would get lots of hits. The next time I go fly, I'm going to do the same thing and do a karaoke. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to post it. So
I'll do that with a group.
gonna-
I'm not going to do it individually.
I'm going to go ahead and post it. So I'll be the first one that did it.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you're going to have a bunch of people coming after you because I think I want to do that too.
There'll be lawsuits, but you know.
We don't have to worry about copyright infringement. because-
Yeah, you guys ought to be fighting. You can't sing that. That's my song.
That's so
Sing
funny.
that.
We so got to do that. That'd be so
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
neat.
And there was one last question, if you want, if we have time, but it was, yeah, Para Ninja wanted to know what your scariest moment flying was, I guess, outside of SIV.
Oh, that was a good way to put it. Outside of SIV, that was terrifying. But it was a really good thing, though. You know, one time I was in Nevada at the Jean Dry Lake Bed, and I was a pretty new pilot, probably a year, maybe, and I got in some mountain rotor, and man, let me tell you, it was scary. It was scary, and I was so glad to be on the ground after. I mean, I think I took about, I don't know, 2 or 3 half deflations, and plus I really didn't know what I was doing anyway. Not that I know much better now, but it was scary. Just the rotor off of. I had been flying all morning, and it was pretty smooth. And then as the wind was picking up, I didn't really know it because I was down on the dry lake bed in the valley, and the wind was going over my head. And then I got down close to one end of the valley down there and went up to get some altitude. And man, I caught that wind coming over the ridge, and it just hammered me. And it was a thing. It was a thing. It left a mark on me. I didn't crash or anything. I landed and everything was good. But
When you were
crashed
flying,
around.
did you see your wing like going all over the place as you were flying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I saw one side of it fold in, and come back out and do it again. And yeah, it was a thing. Yeah, that was my first experience with rotor and realizing that it's a thing.
Absolutely. I didn't see who said it, but they said you can get a PPGK rating, PPG karaoke rating.
Yeah.
Who said that?
PPGK.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Who said that? I want to.
Greg
Laney. Greg
Funny.
Laney said it. Greg Laney said it. Yep. So
And he says it's USPPA approved.
Yeah, you
It
got to
won't
get a
be after
rate.
they hear it.
You have to get a rating.
What was that, John?
You have to
No,
get a rating. Yeah,
I'm sorry, Sean. Yeah. Yeah, you have to get a rating.
you have to get a rating from USPPA. Karaoke. Not just anybody can do it. That's it's big stuff there.
that might need to be a shirt
Tryout.
or something that we need to put out there, for people, or a patch that says PPGK, and they'll be like, "What is PPGK?" Uh-huh. You know what
There you
PPGK?
go.
Yeah. Hey, I'll make a hat with it. It says PPGK.
There you go. What wing was that? Josh Sunshine wants to know when that happened.
It was a 23 Mcbride Charger.
That was my first wing. I like that.
That was my first wing, and I love that wing.
Mhm. What are you flying now? Are you flying the
I got a 22 Sirocco for the regular flying, and then the beach flying, I'd use a 20 Piper.
right.
What is now? You said that you're 170 pounds. Did you ever try to fly an Atom 80 or top 80 type of?
Yeah.
mission?
Yeah. That's just kind of, it's an interesting concept, and it's smooth, and it's really cool, but it just doesn't have without the power I don't know. I just, something about the power. I would rather have the power than the lightness and the smoothness of it.
I hear you. I agree.
Yeah,
Um,
power is our friend.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly right. And it can even make up for some poor technique, you know?
Well, and you know, I just recently, I don't know, it's been about 3 months ago, a fellow that, you know, we were flying, and he, because of a lack of power, he got into a situation where, you know, all of us were flying larger engines and were able to clear this obstacle on takeoff without any issue. And the lack of power, he wasn't able to clear it and had to do a low, fast maneuver. And he went in hard.
As a
oh
full-time.
my goodness.
Yeah, if he would have had a larger engine, he probably wouldn't have had that issue.
Yeah. You mind if I shared something here real quick,
Yeah.
Please,
Sean?
please.
All right. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Those are my feet, and that's the power line right there.
Oh, you're kidding me.
What?
Yeah.
No.
So that's when I first, that was one of the first flights that I had taken with the Moster. And had I not had that extra power, and I just came from Adam 80, had I not had that extra power, I would never have cleared that. Never.
So you cleared that.
I cleared it. Yeah, I did.
It looks like you're fixing to run right into it.
I was. It was unbelievably close. And actually that blue line makes it look even further away. Well, see, if you look right under the blue line, there's the power line.
Wow.
Is that blue line like the electricity on the power line that I'm seeing, or what is that?
Oh no, that's just me. That was just part of my video.
That's
You know,
what I thought it was. I thought that was electricity going.
Ooh, dang.
It's like a high jump.
Yeah. So I mean, it was so that's just reminding me when we were talking about power and saving lives or whatever. I firmly believe that had I not had that extra power, if I was still on the Adam 80, I would not have cleared that. There's just no way.
Yeah. I agree.
Wow.
So, Will, does your wing match those pretty shoes you had on?
They do.
What do you fly, Will?
Huh? I fly
What do
a
you fly?
Colorado, a 23 Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So love
A
that.
pretty red one.
Huh? A red one, red, black,
A
and
pretty
white.
red one. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it makes you, if you have matching shoes, it makes you a 10% safer pilot. That's what I've been told.
And faster.
Yeah. Yeah. What a great show.
Yeah, I'm really having a blast here, and the karaoke thing is just going on. It's just rolling
I know.
around in my mind. PPGK, I love that.
I
There's
know.
something about that.
I was like, now you're talking my language here.
That needs to be a hashtag, PPGK.
So,
And-
Linda, do you karaoke?
I used to I used to have my own karaoke when I lived in Arizona. I ran my own karaoke show
No.
for years.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
So we got to hear you.
It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, you don't want to hear me sing now. It's been a while, but gosh, we had so much
Like
fun.
riding a bike.
I would like literally, we did it. It was at in a bowling alley lounge, you know, and
Yeah.
so on Fridays and Saturday night, it was like we would pack the place, you know, 40, 45, 50 singers, and that was kind of when we were still using discs, you know, before everything. A lot of the stuff got high tech where you didn't have to have the books and the discs anymore and all that. But
Yeah.
people come up and write their name on, you know, on the board and keep everybody organized so they don't kill each other, you know. I know who's first, but I had someone run the music and everything for me, and I did the hosting. So I would just get out there and get everybody all hyped up to sing.
kind of get them fired up and get them to say, come on, put your name in.
Yeah,
Put
so
your name.
my show name was Strawberry Shortcake. Yeah, yeah. So it was good. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. It was.
Karaoke is a blast.
It really,
is.
it really is. I'm looking at Gaggle right now on my phone, right? And I'm thinking, you know what? There should be a karaoke flying Gaggle app that's out there where you just connect, right? You just connect. You connect it to your microphone, and you can connect with your friends, and you can all karaoke together. We need to. Who does apps? Who can make a karaoke app like that for us?
Exactly. Oh yeah, I sing like Tanya Tucker songs and
Tanya Tucker.
and let's see who else. Tanya Tucker and
Hey, I can see that with that
Yeah,
hat.
so
You know, you would fit right in with that hat with Tanya Tucker.
Tanya Tucker. She's cool.
Yeah.
I sang a lot of her songs and Pam Tillis.
How about Reba? Don't forget Reba.
I used to sing
Reba
what was that?
McEntire.
Vivia Loca. I used to sing that.
Mm.
My
Get
Crazy
after
Life.
it.
Is there any Paramotor songs that are out there that we can karaoke to that Paramotor song? I don't know if anybody made a Paramotor song yet, but if you are a music artist and you're listening to this, please make a really cool Paramotor song and make a karaoke song to it, and we'll go up there and we'll fly and we'll sing the Paramotor song.
There is a
Yeah.
Paramotor song.
Oh yeah?
What is it? What is it?
There, I don't know. I'd have to do some research on that. But someone sang it at one of the fly-ins around the camp, around a little fire.
Really?
Yeah, sure did.
You guys out there that are still listening to us and that you can type in the super chat, do you know of a Paramotor song? And if you do, please post it.
So the
Mariah
song we
Carey's
need to do
Fly
this
Like a
to is
Bird.
I just want
I
to fly.
believe I can
There you go.
fly.
Fly me to the moon.
I believe I can touch.
We can
the
remix
sky.
Ice Ice
It's
Baby,
everybody
Fly,
leaves in the
Fly,
chat.
Baby.
Okay, we gotta go now.
Linda Bill H suggests Martina. I'm assuming that's Martina McBride.
You want?
Oh,
Martina
I thought he suggested a martini.
Her songs. She's got a real powerful voice. I
Up,
do
up
Mary
and away.
Chapin Carpenter. I can kill it on her song. Yeah.
Nelly Furtado had I'm Like a Bird.
Harris Smith 101 said up and away.
Up and away. Oh, there you go. Oh my gosh.
My Beautiful Balloon.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
one.
I feel old now.
I know.
Hey, I'm gonna throw this out there. So years ago, I was looking for songs that were flying songs because I just loved listening to music while I was flying. And somewhere I asked it on Facebook or Paramotor or somewhere. And anyway, this dude sent me a playlist of about, I don't know, it was maybe 20 songs. And I don't know a lot of songs. You know, it's like I wasn't that much into it when I was younger. But he sent me a list and I thought, oh, that was so cool. And I got on YouTube. That's where I listened to my music. And I put each one of those in a playlist. And then I started flying, listening to this music. And every one of those songs was about crashing and dying.
That's not the song that we
No,
want.
no, you don't want that one.
Greg,
No.
Yeah.
Greg Lenny said
yeah.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man, that's a great song. I've put that to some video. I mean, I've made some and put music to them before. And that particular one got a lot of views.
Hot Cocoa said Chris Small sang the Paramotor song in Bad Apples and Moonshiners of 2022. Oh, Danger Zone, Air Force
Yeah.
Fight Song, BEE Double Run, Rocket Man. Yeah, it'd be really neat to be able to do that. I'm still thinking PPGK. I think that's freaking awesome.
I got the best one for Linda.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Wind Beneath My Wings by Bette Midler.
Bette
That's
Midler.
all
I
you,
had,
Linda.
That's a sad song.
It is what you make it. Just like sing it in a chipper tone.
Don't you know that you're my hero?
Well, I'm singing it and I'm crying.
I'm
You're
the
my
eagle.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Let's wait for the
sad.
video.
They're gonna think it's raining
Oh my
when
goodness.
we fly over.
Hi, baby.
hey, look at there. Say hi to the people.
Hey, baby.
Hi
How
there.
you doing? Hello,
Hi
we can
there.
see you.
What's your shirt say?
It says
Like, I need to see my grandpa.
Big
Chasing
sister.
Big Sister.
Big Sister. Yeah.
And she's chasing Big Sister with the shoe, it looks like. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, she just became a big sister tonight. Or
That is
yesterday.
so cool.
So did they have to do anything to the heart, or are they just gonna let it try to heal?
Well, initially they were talking about how, am I looking okay?
We can see you.
Yeah, you're fine.
You just muted yourself. You got to unmute yourself. I don't know. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Oh, what were we talking about?
Yeah, you want some?
The baby's heart.
Okay, what was I talking about?
The baby's heart.
Oh yeah, the baby's heart. So he had a hole in his heart, and they've been monitoring that for about a month or about 2 months. And then about a month ago, my son and his wife had to come to Dallas to live while they, man, all I can see is my cell phone here on both the little screens, and it's real hard.
Oh, yeah, you're on, he's on
Spotlight.
Spotlight.
Is there a way to make it quit that?
No, we're spotlighting you because you're talking.
Okay. So they've been monitoring this, and they had to come up here and live for about a month or a little longer now. And they, so that they could be close to the hospital in case she had the baby, they could get to Children's Hospital real quick, and you know they could take care of him. So they weren't really going to know anything until he was born, and when they cut the umbilical cord, they would know pretty quickly whether his heart was going to handle, you know, everything okay. So anyway, they cut the cord, and he looked okay, and everything was working okay. But he still has a hole, and then since he was born yesterday until now, the last doctor that came in about 30 minutes before I came on here said that it's very possible, he's not going to guarantee anything, but the way the flap of skin is something, it could be that it's just going to heal right over, and he won't have to have surgery or anything. He'll just be fine.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, and let me tell you, there has been some prayers said by a lot of people, mainly, and not mainly, but and me, and God is good. So we're real happy. We're real happy with that.
Yeah,
Right on.
yeah. We'll keep you in the
Power
prayer.
prayer.
Hot Cocoa says it was, darn it, I just lost my screen. Where'd it go?
Well, that's
Hot
a strange
cocoa?
thing to say.
Not Hot Cocoa. Yeah, Hot Cocoa. It was, he says it's Chris Small is the name of the guy who sang that Paramotor song.
Yeah, is there like a link to it? Did someone record it? Can we hear it?
That's what I'm looking for.
That'd be pretty cool.
You're done?
Well, we really had an amazing podcast. I really enjoyed talking with you, Shawn. I can't wait to go out and fly with you soon.
Yeah, Well, you're in Arkansas. Is it Northwest Arkansas?
Yeah, we're in
Where are you?
kind of like central Arkansas, right? Just a little bit above Little Rock in Arkansas. About 30 minutes
Little
north
Rock.
of Little Rock.
Okay. You know, Shawn, I think you met my son. His name is Shawn Smith as well. And I can't remember why he was up in your area, but I want to think that
take these to the room?
you and he flew together, or he met you up there or something one time. Does that
It was
ring a
around
bell?
Endless Foot Drag last year. That's where he went to fly, and it was amazing looking.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember meeting me, Shawn?
I believe I did. I've been very blessed to meet lots and lots of people.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I remember the name, but I don't know. I can't
gotcha.
remember right offhand, and sorry about that. But yeah.
So are you going to Don Guthrie's, Shawn?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
So I should probably be there too. So
I was thinking about bringing that old 220, that Blackhawk 220 that I bought. I love the power on it, but I don't know if I'll be able to have it serviced enough to be able to go down there and actually fly for a couple days with it. It's really rough. My dogs even said, "Dude, it's rough."
And where is this flying going to be?
Shawn, I'll tell you about it. I think you know.
Oh, okay.
It's in what part of Arkansas?
It's South
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Okay.
Your
South
son went
Arkansas
to it
or
last year.
Louisiana, or is it Alabama? I don't remember. There's a couple of them I'm going to that are private, only because it's really nice to hang out with people I haven't seen in a long time, which they'll be there, which is awesome. I really wish I had more time to be able to go to these other bigger fly-ins because my God, I've missed all my friends. This year I've missed a lot of my friends.
So your training, has it been a lot busier lately than normal?
It's been really busy. We've been training for a little more than a year right now. And once a month we have a discovery day where we just, blast out there, hey, come on over to the training field and check us all out if you're interested in flying. We had like 8 people show up this last Friday that never thought about paramotors or knew anything about it, but wanted to fly, and boom, there they were. So
wow. Where do you send that out? I mean, how do you see people or get to people that are likely to want to fly?
we're just able to do our business on Google. So if you search for Paramotor Arkansas, it does pop up on a Google search now.
Gotcha.
You can go to paramotorarkansas.com, and that goes to our Facebook page. And then we also have Conway Flyers over on Nextdoor app. So we post that out there too. Where else do we post it? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Cool.
And word of mouth.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill H wants to know if you're going to go to El Dorado, Shawn.
Is
Shawn SHAWN.
Oh, I don't know about it.
Well,
I just sent you a link.
I'm assuming that's what. No, well, I don't know. So both of you answer.
That's
This sounds like the trouble that my son and I have. Somebody says, "Hey, Shawn," and we both go, "Huh?"
Huh? I think it's Shawn because it's spelled SHAWN. So I think, yeah, Shawn Lee Smith, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
does. So,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I put my middle name in there so that it can kind of, even our banks sometimes get us mixed up. Try to keep us separated a little bit.
I think it's
So
pretty
yeah,
cool.
I don't know about El Dorado. I don't guess I know about that flying.
I don't either.
You weren't invited.
Well, yeah, a lot of these little
But I just
small
sent you an invite.
private ones are, just kind of like, just
Yeah.
private get-togethers, not really a fly-in. we're looking at doing our very first flying over here at the airfield. Lots of room. Talking with the owner to see if we could do something like that. So we might have a very first annual fly-in over here in Arkansas next year. So cross our
That's
fingers.
exciting.
That'd
Yeah.
be really fun.
About what date are you wanting to do that? Like
We have
hot?
no clue right now. It's just,
Just
sorry to say it, but it's up in the air. Yeah. So
Cool.
we'll figure out, and of course I'll post things out, and we'll try to figure out what will be good. And the first annual will probably just be, friends and family, just to see how it works without anybody coming in from out of state going, well, this sucks because this wasn't going on and this wasn't going on. So the first one, there's always something going on, and we always try to make it better, right? So the first annual, have no idea what we're going to call it or when it's going to be, but
PPGK.
we're looking at it. What's that?
PPGK.
PPGK. That's it. We're going to have a PPGK fly-in.
There you go. There you go. Hey guys, I want to tell you really quick on Facebook today on the Paramotor page, a gentleman named Omaha Chan, he put a link in here. He said, always wondered how to find good LZs in your area, or you're traveling and want to fly along the way or at your final destination, but aren't sure where to take off from. Our site has created a place for you to go see the locations of landing zones across the USA. List yours or search for local landing zone. And this one, it says parayelp.com. I think I tagged you guys. I'm not
Cool.
sure if I can tag you. Oh, I know what I did. I tagged Brady, because this is out when you click it on, it shows the landing zones in Arizona. So Brady, Barty, he flies out there. So I just tagged him, but I can tag you guys. And then I guess you put in your own, look on the Paramotor page, and then, yeah, you just put your, click on that and just put your, LZs or whatever in your area, where they're at in your area. So it looks like a kind of a cool deal.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be pretty cool.
Give the example, and I click on that, and it shows all the places to fly in Arizona. See, like this one, first one says Page, Arizona, and it says either foot launcher or wheels. That's foot launcher trikes, and it shows what you're allowed to fly there, I guess. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it's called Parayelp.
Surprised that people are posting their LZs. A lot of people try to keep those, quiet or
Yeah.
just, with friends, because
Yeah.
you get the wrong people in that go to the LZ, and then you lose an LZ.
Yeah,
Even with friends, you got to be careful.
that's right. That's
That
right.
is
We
true.
learned that lesson. When I'm traveling, what I do to find a place, whatever town I'm in, I just Google Maps soccer field. And even if the soccer field is not possible, it's usually soccer fields are in flat areas, where if the soccer field doesn't work, there may be other things that are flat in that area that's easy to take off from. So I've always had good luck just typing in soccer field or soccer complex, and then it brings up schools and soccer fields and football fields, and it just brings up all kinds of stuff in the little towns.
Something that you can do too is get yourself a free account over at PPG Zone. And
Yeah.
if you go there, they got a map of all the members and where they're located. So if you're going through and you see different pilots where you're going through, you can contact them through the PPG Zone and say, hey, what's some good LZs around here? You want to go fly?
That is a great idea. I hadn't thought about that.
Yep. That's what I love these podcasts for. These podcasts, they help us out so much. I never knew about PPGK, but now I'm thinking about PPGK.
There you go. That's amazing.
Yeah, sorry, Sean. I just purchased ppgk.com. No, I didn't.
I should
I don't
have
know.
kept my mouth shut.
I didn't.
No, that's good. I'm glad somebody
That is
does it.
so cool. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I just can't wait till you guys get up in the air and hear you sing.
I think hashtag PPGK will be the thing to do. Just hashtag PPGK the next time you do a flight in karaoke, or go to the fly-in, get a bunch of people, when it's nighttime or you can't fly anymore, and just do a big PPGK. at a
Yeah,
fly-in.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Just
yeah,
have a
that's awesome. Yeah, I used to travel around the rodeo scene, bring all my karaoke stuff with me, and heck yeah, set up after the rodeos, and people loved it. People loved it because they didn't have to drive anywhere, go to the bar or whatnot. Everybody hung out at the campsite, and oh my God, that would go on till like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Well,
was
don't go
fun.
do a flying with an old fart, because as soon as it gets dark, he'll take you back to the cottage. Man, I was looking at all the after show stuff for Bad Apples, and they had so much fun under that pavilion, and we left right at dark. We were like, go
Yeah, I had to go to sleep. I had to go home and go to sleep.
on.
Yeah, I get up too early and then I have to go to bed early. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know retirement life is rough. I know, Sean, I can relate. Dang, I may have to get up at 8:30 tomorrow. What am I gonna do?
8:30. That's hilarious.
8:30. That's Shawn Lee's afternoon. 8:30.
Yeah.
Now that I'm retired, it's like sleep sometimes. What's that? 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting there. Okay. We have to sleep
Yeah,
now.
I'll tell you, by 7:30 in the afternoon, I'm looking for a place to lay my head. I'm already starting to think about, okay, I'm fixing to go to bed, or I'm already thinking about it. But then
I was talking about
have-
going to bed, and I'm getting tired.
I know we're gonna make
But then-
Sean tired. We're gonna make Grandpa all tired now.
But then
Well,
I
this
have to
was
wake up at
fun.
5 o'clock in the morning, every morning. I don't have to, but it's like, at my age, it just seems like I just get up early and I don't know. I don't have to get up early. I just do.
But
I
isn't
do.
it nice to wake up without an alarm?
Oh yeah. But I do fly a
Alarm?
lot
What's
in the morning,
that?
so
What's an alarm?
I know. I don't use alarms either.
You just sleep till you're done.
I sleep. When I wake up, I wake up. When I'm tired, I go to bed. I love it.
yeah, that's the way I do it. But like I said, I get to fly early in the morning since I get up so early every morning. And man, the morning flying in the summer is just wonderful.
Yes.
It's just an excellent time to fly is mornings, better than the afternoons, I think.
Yeah, it's so nil wind. Matter of fact, I did that nil wind launch with that Blackhawk 220, and no kidding, nil wind, wet everything. I laid out the wing, clipped in, got the wing above my head, took 8 steps. I was in the air.
Wow.
That was nil wind. Was 8 steps.
Wow. What's the secret?
My secret is the secret is not to run, is to lean backwards into the thrust. Trust your thrust, trust your paramotor, lean backwards into it, and then just keep your balance as you're going. You're not running forward like you got a backpack on. You lean backwards and you're just skipping, basically, keeping balance.
I like that. Use your thrust. Trust your thrust.
Trust your thrust.
If you don't have an animator.
With that,
if you got some thrust.
that's how I took off when I was using the Atom 80.
Really?
Yeah, I was just leaning back like that, went full throttle. I was just keeping my balance. Yeah, it looked like I ran a marathon, but I was just keeping balance, and the thrust was pushing me. Yeah.
Right on.
Did we get another question? Is that what popped up?
No, I think I just replied.
Oh, okay.
There we go. This was super fun.
I really
Fine.
love tonight. Tonight was every night, every Monday night, every time that we do this is just so fun. I learn stuff. You guys learn stuff. We get to hang out
All
on
right.
Monday night. It's just really
You know,
nice. I love it.
I especially liked listening to Matt talk last week. That was really cool.
Oh,
I've learned
yeah.
so much
Yep.
from him. You can just stand next to that guy and learn stuff from him.
He,
Yeah, and
he's
he's
like
no
so,
nonsense. He's no
he's
nonsense.
mellow jello. He's mellow
Yeah.
He's no
jello.
nonsense, and he just tells you the way it is. It's like, look, this is the way it is. Don't even think about that. This is the way we need to go.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You need to
That
go
was
hang
fun.
out with John Wayne. He says he's got about 100 LZs around him.
I believe that.
John?
Nice.
As old as that guy is, I bet he knows everything.
There you go. Well, Daniel is he's in France right now. I saw he had a video. He was hiking.
Who is?
Daniel, remember he was
Oh,
Daniela?
yeah, stay bad.
Daniela.
yeah. Yeah, I always say his name wrong. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Daniela
he's in
with
France
Stay Bad.
now. And
So,
I thought Matt
Shawn
Minyard
Lee.
was going to go too. Was supposed to. Didn't he say he was going to France? I thought he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because I even asked Dan. I always say his name wrong, but I even
Oh,
asked
yeah,
him
Frankie.
in the Facebook. Where's Matt? So. Yeah.
Hey, Shawn Lee,
okay.
speaking of Matt, who might have got Matt in a little trouble at Bad Apples?
Oh,
We didn't go there.
the things that we're
Tell the
learning
story.
on this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys have, there's a new thing in Canada where it's kind of like what you guys have in Texas, where you're just not allowed to be on somebody's property unless they basically allow you on there. And now we have, if you go on somebody's property and they don't want you there, you're basically, I don't know how to, if they want, they can get rid of you. Let's put it that way. And because it's trespassing. Now they've just started a website for anybody in the province to mark on, like, Google Maps type idea, if you're not allowed to trespass on their property. And it's basically, it's for hunters, it's for hikers, it's for anybody who might go on your property. It's a pretty cool site. Although, I mean, heck, if I'm flying around, I don't know.
Yeah, how are you going to know? Yeah.
Exactly. If I got to go down, I got to go down. So I really hope there'll be some reasonableness in it.
I don't
I
think
think-
that if you come down in a crashing airplane that anybody's going to like, why'd you crash here? I mean, I don't think people are that cruel and that weird, but I think it's like you said, it's for hunters. Please don't hunt on my land type of thing. If you crash in my property, I'd go and help you. I just don't want hunters on the property. That makes sense.
Has anybody heard anything more about that Amazon drone thing? Has that ever come to a conclusion, or anybody know anything about it?
I thought all of the feedback and responses and all that had to be in by, wasn't it August 2nd?
Yeah, I think so. I responded to it and wrote something, but I haven't heard anything, whether they made a decision or
Haven't
what's
heard
happening.
anything either.
I haven't either. That's a good question.
Anybody in the super chat know anything about those drones that are supposed to be flying in our airspace?
It's USBLV OS. That sound right?
I think so.
Or
Don't know. Where the update would probably be on the USPPA's website, if there was anything.
yeah, I haven't checked it. Been kind of on the busy side, unfortunately. I have to clear my schedule for Monday nights. I just do nothing on Monday nights. Don't ask me to do nothing except for this right here.
Well, you know, Grandpa, I'll have to say until you guys invited Robert to be interviewed. Oh, and didn't Robert, didn't you meet Linda in Florida or something? Wasn't that
No,
how
she
that?
messaged me while we were in Florida at the SIV.
Oh, okay. I thought you met her in Walmart or something while we were
No,
there.
no, no. It was that guy in Aviator.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm on Facebook all day, and I watch all my para guys, you know, and I see who's got the video, you know. I watch some of their videos, and just, you know, I kind of scope around, and that's how I get my guests on the show. And I just ask, you know, I just ask them like I asked you, and yeah, that's it. I love
Well,
it.
I asked that to ask something else, and now I forgot what the something else was. Doo-doo.
That's how I found you. That's how I found Robert, just, you know, on Facebook, and then I recognize the names in the chat, you know, and I know who's in the chats all the time and everything. And yeah, I just get on there and say, hey, you want to come out and be a guest? There you go. And here they are. See? And I appreciate both of you guys.
Well, that reminds me, man, when we were down there, we flew around the Aviator place down there. Has anybody flown around there? Man, that's a really cool area down there. They have so much area to fly, and it is so beautiful down that way.
Yeah, I flew there last year. Well, this year, I guess, for the first time. Lake Wales.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You take off from the Aviator place there?
I did.
Yeah.
Lots of orange trees and alligators.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Lots of water and those trees with all that moss coming out of them.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I happened to fly an early morning there, and it was real foggy out there on the bottom, and I got into some really nice fog down on the ground. It was really cool.
You see any pigs?
Yeah, I did. I chased some of them. I've got some videos. I was thinking about putting them out, but chasing pigs, I was like right on top of them, but I kind of didn't know if that would be politically correct or not.
No, check out Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane's channel. He's always, you know, got footage of pigs and alligators and you name it.
And he's chasing them.
Well, he happens to be flying over them as they're running, you know.
Yeah.
Aren't those javelinas? That's what they call the wild pigs, or are they just?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're a nuisance. I know that. They're a nuisance. They're a pest.
Because the javelinas they're mean. They're mean.
Yeah.
I have friends in Arizona, and I see things on my Facebook sometimes or whatever, and they, you know, they cruise right through their yard. Sometimes they have babies with them, and you know, a lot of times they just chill by the pool. I mean, it's but they're mean. Javelinas are mean. You know,
We took the kids one time to a place here around here somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but they would give you a semi-automatic shotgun, strap you into a helicopter with the doors off of it, and so that you wouldn't fall out, and you put your feet out on the skids, and they just go diving and doing all this, and you're just going bah, 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 shooting at these
oh my gosh, that sounds like something out of a movie.
they had a blast.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to like visualize that. That's insane.
Yeah, the chopper pilot briefed them before they got in there. He said, okay, guys, so if you think you're going to throw up, let me know and I'll pull up and we'll quit doing all this stuff. He said, if it looks like you can't stop and you're going to throw up, he said, do this and throw up in your shirt. Because he said, because if you throw up and it's not in your shirt, it's going to come out into this cockpit and it's going to swirl around in here like that. And it's gonna get all over the windows. And then when that happens, the other guy over there, he's gonna throw up, and then I'm gonna throw up, and then it's all gonna be just going around inside of the helicopter.
That's like something Jackass should do.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thanks for for sharing that, John. So, on another note, it looks like it's starting to is it raining some more in Dallas? Because I saw like
Yeah.
you're getting flooded.
I see.
Yeah.
I see rain on his
Flooded
windows.
today. Yeah, be
Yeah.
careful. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
they're starting to rain again. So
Okay,
yeah,
you
there was a
better
lot
get
of
in the
flooding here.
hotel so you don't float away.
I would dissolve. I wouldn't float.
So,
I'm sugar.
Oh my God.
And on that note,
oh, Lord.
On that note, it was really great having
Yeah.
you as a guest here. It's time for you to go, sir.
He did think that drag queen was pretty cute or whatever he said. So,
yeah, we got that on video.
yeah, I need that cut and edit it. That way I can have some blackmail.
Oh gosh, this was fun.
Well, you guys are absolutely hilarious. I cannot believe that we're almost on 2 hours of talking.
No.
Yeah, almost 2 hours.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe y'all kept me up so late.
I know, we're jerks and we're sorry. We're jerks and we're sorry. But anyways, I had a blast. I had a good time.
Me too.
Thank you so much, Shawn, for jumping on here and yapping with us. Was there any other questions that we missed, or possibly any questions on the panel?
Who was on the chat tonight? So we can I can say thank you to everybody.
Yeah, who wants
questions?
Who wants to say hello and call off names in the super chat? Will?
We gotta
Jim,
say hi to
Jim,
my
Robert.
chatters.
Yeah, Robert wants to do it.
Yeah, Robert, you're on here.
No, he just put something in his mouth.
Hit my dog and he's shedding. I don't have the YouTube pulled up, so I'm just on the web Zoom.
You can do it.
You can do
I can't see it on my computer. And I think if I try to set it up, my computer would probably crash because it's 100 years old.
I can do it. We got John Wayne was here. There's quite a few that have already left, but we had Para Ninja and Cope J, Jeremy,
Yay.
Bill H,
Okay.
Augie, Hairsmith 101. Now is that person cut hair? I don't know.
Augie 03 does.
Travis Dupont, James. Hey, I'm in there. And Hot Cocoa is there. And Daniel Williamson. He made a few comments which are very contributory. Thank you.
Okay.
James, I think I said that. And Will.
Is that a word?
James
Contributory?
is our regular.
That's got to be a word. I
It's a
think it's
Canadian thing.
descriptive of contributions. I thought you were a car dealer, not a English teacher. Okay, and then we got Greg Frederick who was there. And there is actually quite a few Gregs in the house. There was
I know Greg Frederick. Man, that dude's in paradise right now on a little island out in the middle of the ocean.
He was on the chat, in the chat.
Cool.
Where's he at?
Hi, Greg.
I thought he was.
I think St. Martin.
Oh, nice.
St. Martin.
Hi.
St. Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, Greg Frederick was actually talking when we're talking about the oil. He said that Kyle O's specialty mix was Sabre 66-1.
Ah, okay.
And
That's
there
what I'm
was-
going to be using is 60-1 Sabre whenever I just mixed up some.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that too. And then there's Skinny Chef Shane. He's on here. And Travis Dupont. Corey
DuPont?
Case. Yeah, Corey Case. Josh Marsh made a few comments. John Fearman. He said hello. Greg Linney. I think I got that right. Josh Sunshine. I haven't seen that name before. Who's Josh Sunshine? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Fly,
yet.
Fly. And Deweese. She showed up later on. It's nice that she showed up.
Yay.
Love you, girl.
Please.
We had a lot of people that it seems like, and that's always good. We check our stats and we get about 5,000 downloads every 30 days. We just checked and we had a little more than 5,000 downloads for our podcast, our audio podcast. So you can search for PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast and it's everywhere. It's probably on your favorite podcasting app.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say when I was
Okay.
talking about that.
Okay,
I
good.
didn't. So, and it has to do with what you just said. So I haven't watched, somehow I have missed that Paramotor podcast is a thing until Robert went on your channel. And then I've been watching it ever since. And I just really enjoy it. It's been very enjoyable. So that's what I was going to say that I forgot.
Oh, that's cool. So that's how you got it, start showing interest. Like, let's see what this show's all about.
Yeah.
And then look at it, all came together. And then I found you on Facebook, and you came on the show, and the rest is history.
One of the things that we get emails and stuff from truckers that they're on the road for 8 hours and they love to listen to podcasts, and some of them found us and they listen to 2-3 hours worth of podcasts, and time goes by really quick for them. So for everyone that's out there that's listening to us and you are on a long trip, we love you. Drive safe.
Right.
And thanks for driving and carrying all that stuff around.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I gotta
know
say
what
hi to
to do
Randy
without you.
Aldridge, if he's listening. He's one of my truckers from Mississippi. So so he watches our show, when he can. So so if he is listening, thank you, truckers. Thank you all.
Thank you, truckers. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And there's some truckers that actually carry their paramotors with them and they fly every chance they get in different states.
Oh, that's a neat idea.
So if you're retired, Shawn, and you want to fly in more states, Shawn, then he can do the CDL
Start driving.
thing. And that would be fun, huh?
I like it. I've always thought it would be cool to be a trucker and be able to just get paid to see the country.
Yeah, and then fly when you pull,
Yeah.
something, it's like I was driving to Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, someplace. And I was looking at all these different places that you could pull over, and the rest stops, right? A lot of the rest stops, there's a lot of open land. And I'm thinking, we could probably go to all these different rest stops and
Yeah. Yeah. Park your truck there. It would be safe. Launch
Yeah.
from there. And
Oh man.
It
I'm
just
looking
says no
forward
overnight
to it.
parking. It doesn't say anything about paramotors, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
I've launched from a few rest stops. It works.
What's Robert doing?
You're not allowed to overnight park at a rest stop?
I think you can.
Some places say don't, but they just don't want people to come up there with a camper and stay there for a couple days.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
So
'cause
if you go there and you are sleeping overnight, no one's going to bother you. They just don't want campers to camp out. That's
Right.
all.
I was told though it's not real safe at those trucks or at those stops because anyway, it's
I haven't
dangerous.
had any problems. I've done it a million times. Parked and slept almost everywhere, traveling the
I
country.
haven't had any problems either.
Haven't had any problems.
Well, that's good. I'm gonna do it on the way to Florida.
When are you going to Florida?
January 1st, I believe.
Wow.
Really?
Yep.
What are you going to be doing in Florida, Jim?
Oh, I'm gonna start back to my usual life, pre-COVID life, which is whatever I want.
Buying a paramotor in Florida? I like that.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to it. My properties are right close to Lake Wales. I'm in Lakeland, so I'll go over there and hang out with the guys, try and figure out the areas where we can fly, and Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, can't wait for you to stop over where I am and we can go fly too. I'm just saying, whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds
it's
good.
okay.
Yeah, and stop over where Will is, where Robert is, and Sean and Linda. Just stop over where everybody is.
I'll contact anybody who's on PPG zone
Sounds
along
good.
my route, and I might even go off my route.
All right. Well, it's 9 o'clock. We've been talking for 2 hours on the air and a half an hour pre-show. So we've been talking for a long time.
Hey, that's what you get for getting a used up car salesman on the show with you.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. But you don't understand that we've actually had longer shows than this. What's our longest show?
Okay.
We had what, a 5-hour show one time?
Oh man.
Yep. During
You'd have to start
COVID,
at 12
winter.
for Sean.
You have to start at noon. Yeah.
You have
He'd
to-
be snoring.
But yeah, we really do enjoy this. I try to do, an hour podcast, but if it just keeps on going, I'm just going to keep on talking because it's all about just paramotors, and you don't have to watch it live. I mean, if you are watching it live, thank you very much, but you can always just go to your favorite podcasting app and listen to, the podcast. What we do is like this podcast right now, it is, what is today's date? The 22nd, right?
Yep.
So it's August 22nd, but you won't listen to this show until August 29th because I always release the audio the week after. So if you're listening to this right now, but you don't hear it until next week, that's why. It's just a week difference. So
Makes sense.
I have to re-edit, the audio and upload it and move stuff over. And it's work, but it's fun work.
Thank you for doing that, Sean.
Absolutely, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Thank
no
you so
kidding.
much, Sean.
It's totally my pleasure. I love talking about paramotors, which is why my shirt says "Warning, may talk about."
When I
I
said
love
thank you so much, Sean, I meant the other Sean.
Well, crap.
Oh,
You get no
You,
respect,
Sean.
Sean. You
Yeah,
get no
yeah.
respect, Sean.
You know
Nobody
what?
loves you.
But no, I still
I'm
love
leaving. Bye.
you, Grandpa. He's like, we are so done.
Last show.
Done.
We're done. This is it. You guys.
You
That's
didn't
it.
have them pom-poms.
Finished. No, you guys are
Sean,
welcome
yes.
to
Sean is the
hang
bomb.
out with us next week. Yeah, just jump in during the show and I'll just hang. We got Victor is in the house next week, next Monday.
Next
Victor
one.
Drum. How do you say his name? Dramba? He's our guest next week.
Victor, how do you spell his name?
D-R, I got it on my calendar. D-R-A-M-B-A.
MVA?
Yeah, like D-R, like D-R-A-M as in Mary, B-A. Dramba.
Cool.
Isn't there normally a live chat? Yes, we normally have a live chat. It's a
Oh,
super
John
chat.
Allen.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's usually on YouTube that we have the ongoing live chat. Our guest chat on Messenger is just for all the people that have been a guest, and we have a lot of people in this chat. It's like nonstop or yappity yap yap about paramotors.
that's
It's so
cool.
awesome. So, how many people do we have in our? Wow.
That's cool.
I'm looking right now and I'm scrolling. It's just so many people. We had so many guests on here and so many people are on our chat. That is so cool. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, when
Thank
you're
you.
when
Thank
you're
you,
a
Greg.
guest on our show, then you get to be on the guest chat.
As long as you want. And when you're done, you can leave if you want to or stay on forever. I can't believe that September is rolling around, and that just means that New Year's rolling around and it's going to be 2023. just like that. I know it is. It's gonna be gone here in no time.
Did
We're
you
gonna be
guys
wearing
see-
we're gonna be wearing gloves here pretty soon.
Oh, don't say that.
Gloves, as in cold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we'll be wearing gloves, flying with our gloves on here pretty soon.
The
Yeah.
heated gloves,
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
the
battery
fine.
powered heated gloves. I love those things. Those are great. I think we might have a really warm winter since we had such a hot summer.
Tell me more.
That's what everybody's talking about. That we're gonna have a really nice warm winter, which sounds to me that we're gonna be doing lots of flying.
I think from what I heard here in Michigan, because I'm in the northern part, so it's going to be. My son said it's cold now.
So you're in Michigan, Linda?
Uh-huh.
What
Yep.
part?
Let's see what part. Petoskey. So I'm in northern Michigan. So like right. So you got the thumb. So I'm kind of like right here,
Oh, okay, got you.
right there. And then my family's down here. See down like downstate.
Yeah.
and
So
I'm
what's
up-
in between the fingers? The Great Lakes or something, or what?
Yeah. Yeah, the Great Lakes. Yeah. Yes. 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 No, I love it up here. It's beautiful. So
Cool.
like like when I already experienced my first winter, and but my son said it's supposed to be cold. And then Robert, my other son lives in San Diego, so I got him here and there. So that I have my son here that lives by me, so it's cool. So good.
Oh, good. Wow, we've lost lots of people. We're down to like 9 people listening to us.
Okay.
They're
Yeah,
like,
'cause it's
I thought you
like-
said you guys are done. Oh my goodness. Well, I had a really good time. We
Yeah.
definitely talked plenty about paramotors. We learned a bunch of cool stuff. And I really appreciate Shawn Lee being able to jump on here and talking. And like I said, every time I get online, I see Shawn everywhere. It's like, oh, he's taking off. Now he's landing. Now what is he doing? He's doing something else. I mean,
Yep.
nonstop, just videos, pop, 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 pop. So keep that up. That's really, truly awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And,
thank you again.
Been an
You're
welcome.
awesome
It's been a
guest.
blast.
And you are more than welcome to jump on here every Monday and be part of the panel.
All right.
That's
All right, I will.
that's one of the cool things about being a guest is now you can be part of the panel.
Cool.
As
We
much as
we
you want,
got
as long as you
Joshua
want.
Marsh on board now, so
Yeah.
yeah, join the
It's
party.
like Robert's going to be on here and just hang out with us. Like, why not, right?
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
Cool kids. Part of
We
the
are the
cool
cool kids. We are the cool kids.
That's
So,
right.
anyways, my name is Shawn Symons. You can find us everywhere out there under PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast. We definitely appreciate you all being here on our live show, which is over at clearproptv.com. You can find me and my flying shenanigans over at iflyparamotors.com. Woohoo! Or ppggrandpa.com. It's all the same, right? We have a bunch of awesome people on the panel, so let's go ahead and say goodbye to them. Let's start off over with Jim from Canada with his maple syrup smelling money, but he also does lots of printing. He prints lots of decals. What in the world is a decal?
It's a decal.
We call them decals, they call them decals. All right, so what do you print and how can we get up with you so we can get our own stickers made?
Well, I print stickers. I can do them contour cut, however you want them done. And I'll send them out to you. So just check out, go to carepp.com and contact us. You can get it, email me or us, and we'll get somebody working on it for you. And if you want to check out my paramotor shenanigans, as Grandpa would say, then you can go to that same website. There's a landing page and there's a button. It'll take you right there to my YouTube channel. So
Which is also careppg.com, right?
yes, you betcha. If you want to go directly there, you can use Care PPG and it'll take you directly to YouTube.
Awesome. I do want to get up with you because I want to make some PPGK stickers and I want to get up with you about that. I'm serious. I think this is like the coolest thing ever. So we're
Yeah.
We're gonna do some PPG case stickers and a logo and all that stuff. We
Yep.
got to. It's
That's
awesome.
so
Sounds
fun.
good.
Oh, Jim, thank you so much for having maple syrup smelling money and being on the panel and helping us with our stickers and calendars. You are the bomb.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Shawn,
Yeah.
for the great interview tonight. I'm glad you took some time for us, considering the new baby and everything and
I
all the
know.
excitement.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much, Shawn.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. It was a blast.
Absolutely wonderful. Let's see. We also have Will Fly from Will Fly PPG. Have you done any really cool videos? Of course he does, all the time. Make sure you go over to willflyppg.com, hit that subscribe and that bell notification. But tell us what you've been doing lately.
Yeah,
Will
man.
Fly.
Other than flying, I just released Just the Tip 4 several days ago, and within about a little over a week, I'm going to come out with Just the Tip 5. So check it out at youtube.com/Will Fly, or just like Shawn said, go to willflyppg.com.
That's awesome. I love just the tip.
Just the tip.
I love it. It's awesome. We also got our very own Linda Anderson, our Paramount USA. our
Yeah,
PR
yeah.
girl.
You can
Not
find
only
me
does-
here every Monday night on Clear Trap TV, Mondays, or you can go over on Thursday nights and you can find me on paraglidingchalk.com with my son, Robert Michaels. He is the host of the host.
.com.
And every once in a while, I sneak in the Zoom, during the show. Usually I'll ask Robert, I'll say, hey, can you send me the link so I can, jump in the Zoom, during the show? And then I always have to tell him, I promise I'll behave. But most of the time it doesn't work that way, because a lot of times, he'll be like, Mom, you know how he does that, Mom, I'm gonna have to mute you. So but I love you guys. I love everything about paramotors, and I think it's because Shawn doesn't know. I'll say real quick, I did my first tandem at Torchport, the airport here. It's like 45 minutes from my house on Memorial weekend with Eric Lear and Jade Lear. I did my first tandem ride, and with Northern Lights paramotors. So so it was fun. So I encourage anybody who hasn't done it yet to get that tandem ride. I'm ready for another one. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, looks like Will's going to be jumping off, but we appreciate you, Will. Have a great
Thank
evening.
you all. Oh, wait, and your show's tomorrow night.
Oh, Will, you're on mute. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, no, I was just saying goodnight to the just in the chat. But yeah, tomorrow night, check it out. It's Tuesday night hangouts. We talk about paramotors and just about anything else that comes to mind. So 8 p.m. on YouTube. You can go to ppgshane.com and yeah, come join us.
And Wednesday
8 p.m.
is Girls
Eastern.
Want to Fly.
Real quick on something safety. This week I was flying a new area and I landed and luckily I had already landed, took one step and fell in a hole. So
I saw
be
that.
sure to, yeah, he was laughing the whole time. Be sure to check your surroundings. Even if you've flown in that field 1,000 times, gophers, all kinds of stuff makes holes, and that could really break a leg or an ankle. So
Yeah, man.
You're lucky. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
it's on Paramotor if you want to see it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, how do we?
Well,
how do we-
most people look where they're running, just saying.
Man, that hole was camouflage.
Blame it on the hole.
Hate when that happens. Geez.
Oh, so where do we find that, Robert? How do we find you?
Well, I have a YouTube, but I don't ever really post anything. Instagram's Fades for Days. Facebook is Robert A. Muse, and I posted it on Kylo's Paramotor School page on Facebook, and Paramotor for Beginners. So I post a little on there, mainly just post on my page on Facebook.
All righty. Well, thank you very much, Robert, for jumping on here and being part of the panel. We always appreciate you. And of course, once again, Shawn Lee, man, I appreciate you being here. You just got a new grandbaby, but you're sitting in your car interviewing with us. Thank you. And wow,
Hanging out and talking about paramotors, dang it.
that is awesome.
Yep.
I think I would have been in a lot of trouble if my grandkid was born and I'm like, I'm gonna be in the car real quick and talk about paramotors. I love
he won't be able to
grandbaby.
follow me.
Thank you. Talk about paramotors.
Big sign in the
He's
window.
grounded, literally.
Do not disturb.
Well, seriously, thanks again, Shawn, for being on here. We definitely appreciate you. You've been an awesome guest.
Well, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
thank
It
you
was
again.
a blast. Thanks for inviting me.
It was awesome. Well, guys, it's been amazing. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much for being here still. We are down to the last 9 people, so thank you for
Let's love mine.
for
last
hanging
9
on
people.
for that last 2 hours and 16 minutes.
We wore them all out.
We did. They're all in bed. They're like, we're done. This is crazy. Who does this? Who stays up this late and talks about paramotors? I guess
Me.
but anyway, y'all have a great evening. Any
Okay.
words of wisdom from anybody on the panel before we head on out?
So I think
Final thoughts?
Don't eat yellow snow.
Don't eat yellow snow or take wooden nickels. I love
if I
it.
don't see you,
In the
I
air,
always say it backwards.
on the air,
If I don't see you in the air,
on the
I'll
air.
see. Did I say it backwards?
If I don't see you on the air, I'll see you.
Poor Robert.
In
There
the
you
air.
go. I
There
want
you go.
Will to say it.
That's
I
awesome.
said it last time on the show and I said it backwards. I'm like, really, Paramount? Really?
It all works. We're all good. All right. Night, y'all. Have a great
All right.
evening.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Peace out.